The Union Budget 2025 will be the second full budget of Modi 3.2 and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's 8th consecutive Union Budget. Well, this makes her the first Finance Minister to present 8 Union Budgets in a row. Now, there are a lot of expectations from the government, and the Finance Minister will have a challenging task before her to maintain a balance between fiscal consolidation and economic growth. Now, industry stakeholders, taxpayers are closely watching for big announcements, key reforms from the Finance Minister. Well, we do understand how the budget comes at a time of subdued economic momentum and global headwinds. The Finance Minister is expected to unveil a range of measures that are aimed at strengthening the economy while also give consumption support to the people. So what does the Vitt Mantri's bag of announcements hold? At 11 a.m., the Finance Minister will present the budget, and well, it is definitely going to be an uphill task for the Finance Minister to maintain fiscal consolidation and economic growth. Well, fiscal prudence is the term here, and that is what everybody is looking at. But at the same time, there are a lot of expectations that people have, that the middle class has, and also the corporates have. Will the Finance Minister be able to meet those expectations? That remains to be seen. All right, we will talk about that. My colleagues Saurabh Gupta and Anuj are now joining us on the broadcast here. Saurabh will be joining us from Kolkata, and Anuj will be joining us from Marine Drive in Mumbai in just a bit. All right, let me go across to Anuj first. I'm being told that Anuj has been patched with us. Anuj, we do understand you are at Marine Drive at the moment, and there are a lot of expectations, as I've been saying. What are the people, what does the middle class really want? You must have spoken to people before also, and we do understand people start coming to the Marine Drive early in the morning also. What are they saying? What are they expecting from the Finance Minister?
Kitty, just to rectify, I'm in Shivaji Park, not Marine Drive. And it's a very important question on what people want. I've got a couple of youngsters here. And, you know, when you talk about Mumbai, it kind of represents the voice of the youth, right? This particular individual has come from Uttar Pradesh, whereas this person here in yellow t-shirt has been, you know, has grown up in Mumbai. Let's go directly to them and try and understand it from them. Sir, सबसे पहले आपका नाम बताइए.
शैलेश मेरा नाम है.
और आपका नाम?
सचिन.
आप शैलेश जी मुझे बताइए कि जब हम बजट की बात करते हैं, मिडिल क्लास के लिए ये बजट आपको क्या लगता है, कितने मायने रखता है, कितना इंपॉर्टेंस?
मायने तो देखो बहुत रहता है हमारे लिए. जब बजट का नाम हम लोग सुनते हैं तो एक ये रहता है कि हम लोग एक होप लगा के बैठे रहते हैं कि कुछ न कुछ एज अ मिडिल क्लास वाले लोग के लिए ही आए. पर मोस्टली तो बजट अपर क्लास वाले लोग के लिए आता है एकदम उसके लिए. पर हम लोग कुछ ऐसा होप लगा के बैठे रहते हैं कि इस बार जो बजट आए हमारे, हम लोग एज अ मिडिल क्लास पर्सन के लिए ही अच्छा बजट आए. ये होप लगा के हम लोग थोड़ा बैठे हैं.
अब सचिन आप बताइए कि जब हम लोग पिछले कुछ दिनों में सबसे ज्यादा जिस चीज के बारे में बात की गई है, जिसके बारे में बहुत ज्यादा मजाक भिड़ा गया, वो है कि इंडिया में कैसे लोगों को बहुत ज्यादा टैक्स देने पड़ते हैं, फिर खास करके मिडिल क्लास को बहुत ज्यादा टैक्स देने पड़ते हैं. एज एन इंडिविजुअल हु इज यंग, हु इज एम्प्लॉयड, व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन?
सर वो तो है, टैक्सेस आप जो बता रहे हैं मिडिल क्लास को बहुत इफेक्ट पड़ता है. तो हम लोग वो जैसे भाई ने बोला कि हम लोग ये होप लगा कर बैठते कि मिडिल क्लास के लिए थोड़ा रिलीफ का एहसास ले भाई, मिडिल क्लास लोग को थोड़ा रिलीफ मिले ऐसा.
ओके. हाँ, हम बहुत सारे सेक्टर्स की बात कर रहे थे, यू नो, जिन सेक्टर्स को हमारी फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर शी कैन टच दीज सेक्टर्स टू काइंड ऑफ यू नो कैटपुल्ट इंडियाज ग्रोथ. तो उसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म भी यूज होती है और वो है एआई की. ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि एआई के सेक्टर में इंडिया XYZ इन्वेस्ट करेगा. तो इसकी क्रिटिसिज्म भी ऐसी है कि जो प्री एग्जिस्टिंग सिस्टम्स है उनका ठिकाना बहुत मुश्किल और एआई की बात की जा रही है. हाउ डू यू व्यू दैट?
एआई को मतलब रिप्लेस तो नहीं कर सकती है, तो है टेक्नोलॉजी तो है ऐसा, बट क्या इसमें मुझे उतना ये नहीं. तो अच्छा है, मतलब कुछ मिस यूज भी होता है और अच्छा भी है.
नहीं तो अगर मैं पूछूं आपको कि अगर एआई में if the Indian government is willing to invest heavily in AI, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि is it a positive move or is it something that we'll have to wait and watch out?
इन्वेस्टमेंट लुक आउट से बोल रहे हैं.
हाँ,
तो ठीक है.
ओके,
अच्छा है.
ओके.
हाँ
सर यू टेल मी, सॉरी सर.
ठीक है.
या सर यू टेल मी कि there is a lot of chatter about employment in India. अगेन एक तरीके से एक तरफ से गवर्नमेंट प्रमोट कर रही है ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस की कैसे maintaining business, maintaining your own business and all is kind of promoted. But at the same time, our employment rate is also at probably one of its worst stages. इस चीज के बारे में आप कैसे?
लाइक बिजनेसमैन बिजनेसमैन अभी क्या है, देखिए अभी कोई जॉब नहीं रह गया है कहीं पर भी, तो लाइक सब छोटे छोटे लोग हैं, छोटे सा बिजनेस ही कर रहे हैं अपना, कुछ ना कुछ ये कर रहे हैं। लाइक बिजनेस ठीक है, अपना खुद का रहेगा, ये रहेगा वो तो ठीक है।
आपको लगता है कि इंडिया में जो वातावरण है, अगर मैं कॉर्पोरेट वातावरण की बात करूं, उसमें एक यंगस्टर एनकरेज फील करता है खुद का बिजनेस शुरू करने की?
यस, इंकरेज करता है, क्योंकि उतना अफोर्डेबल नहीं है ना। प्राइवेट सेक्टर में अगर कोई भी जॉब करेगा तो 25 या 30,000 रुपीज का मतलब उसको मंथली फ्री आता है, तो वो ऐसे मुंबई सिटी शहर में वो अफोर्ड नहीं कर पाएगा। उसकी फैमिली रहती है, बच्चे रहते हैं और सब कुछ देखना पड़ता है। तो लाइक ये है कि भाई साइड बाय अगर बिजनेस उसका रहेगा तो बेटर रहेगा।
ओके, मैंने काफी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज कही, और मैं जब आपसे बात कर रहा था इससे पहले तो आप एम्प्लॉयमेंट पे बोल रहे थे, तो कुड यू जस्ट स्पीक अबाउट इट?
यही कि मतलब एक जॉब पे मतलब निर्भर ने, जैसे मैं बोल रहा था, आपको बता रहा था कि अगर गवर्नमेंट का ही ले लेते हैं, अगर जैसे मेरा भी पहले ये था कि मैं गवर्नमेंट जॉब में मतलब करूँ,
अच्छा,
बट नहीं हो पाया तो फिर कॉर्पोरेट में आ गया।
हाँ।
अगर ये मैं ठान कर बैठता, ये करके बैठता कि मुझे गवर्नमेंट जॉब मिलेगा तभी मैं करूंगा,
हाँ।
तो फिर तो मैं भी बेरोजगार ही रह जाता। तो ऐसा ही,
तो आपके हिसाब से इट्स मोर इन द हैंड्स ऑफ,
ये करना चाहिए, सेकंड ऑप्शन, थर्ड ऑप्शन रखना चाहिए।
ओके,
All right, Anuj. Anuj, we've heard those voices there. I'll just come back to you. I'm also being joined by Saurabh Gupta from Kolkata. He's also being joined by people around him. And Saurabh, let me come to you. What do the people here in Kolkata expect from the finance minister? What does the middle class want? What are small businesses, corporates really seeking?
Well, I'm going to be talking to the women from Millennium Mams, who, of course, Millennium Mams, as we know, in Kolkata, is a global Kolkata-based non-profit with the sole motive of establishing financial literacy amongst women. And all of you, every year during the budget, have this exercise. So this year, tell me, what is, of course, your expectations from Nirmala Sitharaman?
I am Jyoti. Hello, everybody. And my expectations are really great because Prime Minister Modi has his vision for developed India by 2047. So I want to see this Viksit Bharat in terms of farmers too, our Annadata. So I would expect that they reduce their interest rate on loans, give them more high-yielding variety of seeds, double their income. That is my expectation. Viksit Annadata by 2047.
Apart from that, what else would you like Nirmala Sitharaman to address?
Thank you, Saurabh. I'm Meghna Bajoria, President Global, and we have a lot of expectations from Honorable Finance Minister. So one of the major challenges currently is the slowdown in urban consumption. And for that, we feel it's crucial that more money is given in the hands of the middle income taxpayers. So we expect big announcements for that, whether it is deductions, whether it's exemption rate limits, whether it's reducing the tax payable, and also the new tax regime. I'm sure there will be some incentives to make it more attractive. And as an investor, for capital gains, we hope there is no further tinkering. We really want stability. Thank you.
All right. Ma'am, what about you?
Hi Saurabh, I am Preeti Agarwal from Millennium Mams Global Committee. Saurabh, every year we've been meeting you, and as a part of Women's Empowerment Organization, I really feel the government has to show its clear intention and aggression in the field of women empowerment. Last year our Finance Minister allocated 3 lakh crore for women empowerment. So I'm really expecting her to increase this allocation and gives good incentives to women entrepreneurs in particular. In the MSME sector, giving them collateral-free loans. They are doing it, but I want them to do it more aggressively, make it more prominent, so that more women entrepreneurs come into the workforce and they can add to our GDP. That is my request to the Finance Minister.
What about you, ma'am?
Hi Saurabh, I'm Shraddha Podar, President Millennium Mams Kolkata. I would like to tell government that they need to increase capex inflows for the economy, which is very, very important. They are depending on private companies, but private companies can only participate if environmental is conducive for them. If they participate, very good. But otherwise, government should take out plans how they can increase inflows in capex, which will really benefit the economy.
And every time we speak to you, it's also about financial literacy in the markets. And the markets are very important. And the markets are an indicator of what, how the budget has been received. So tell me something from a market perspective purely. What are you looking at?
So right now, of course, everywhere the markets are down because of global uncertainties. Inflation has been high. So that is why, we look forward to a stable, no changes in the capital gains, as well as measures to boost consumption, which will kickstart the economy.
And, another thing that everybody has been telling me is that, in terms of IPOs, India is, really sort of, big. What are your expectations on that front? Because obviously, when a company goes from a startup to finally having its IPO, it needs the support of the government. And a lot of these announcements come in the budget. So from that perspective, what are you thinking about?
So Saurabh, I think India has become the 30th biggest country in terms of IPO globally this year. I think government should put in more due diligence in terms of IPO, because we are seeing both kind of IPO coming, some with good returns, some with really taking away the investors' money. So the due diligence has to come from the government, that proper IPOs come up and the investors do gain out of it.
And since we are in Kolkata, any sectors of the economy, I'd like to ask this to all of you, sectors of the economy that you're specifically looking at with a focus on this region, eastern part of the country, West Bengal particularly?
I think labor-intensive sectors, especially manufacturing, should be focused here, because that will increase the wages, increase the consumption, accordingly boost the economy, which is really required in West Bengal.
What about you, ma'am?
I think education is one sector which really needs to be emphasized in the Eastern India, particularly in West Bengal. We should have good universities, foreign universities, and all kinds of education, starting from the base level till the university level. I want world-class education in West Bengal.
I feel so much needs to be done for healthcare sector. So whether it's hospitals, whether it's for medical devices, there is a lot that needs to be done, and government support is crucial for that.
Also, I think taxes in healthcare has been one of the...
Absolutely. So, a lot of tweaks are needed there to further incentivize more better healthcare for everyone. Of course, they're doing Ayush Bharat. Those schemes are there, but even for whether it's health insurance, whether it's medical devices, they all need a boost from the government.
What about you, ma'am?
Yeah, for me, I think it is the EV sector, because here we don't see much of EV infrastructure happening as much as we see in other states. So I would really, expect that the West Bengal government and the finance minister, she gives a boost to the EV sector, and the sustainability factor is really important for me here.
And the elephant in the room during the budget is always, personal taxes and income tax. Your views on that?
So I feel the new regime of the income tax should be really promoted, and we should fade out on the old regime, and more exemptions should come in the new regime of the income tax.